MMA Boxing Talk here. I just want to talk about George St. Pierre. Yesterday I put out a video talking about rumors that George St. Pierre is going to fight at UFC 206. It's looking like that will happen, and it only makes sense. It's in Toronto, so it's in Canada. George St. Pierre is Canadian. That makes sense. 4 months away in December, which will give George St. Pierre, exactly 4 months of drug testing, because any fighter coming out of retirement, they have to be drug tested for 4 months before they step into the octagon. UFC 206 in December. That'll give George St. Pierre enough time. It's in Canada. It makes sense. Now, just the last hour or two, I'm hearing rumors that George St. Pierre might be facing Nick Diaz in a rematch at UFC 206. Now, they fought back in 2013. George St. Pierre won a unanimous decision. But this would make a lot of sense. This fight, there was a lot of talk. George St. Pierre, is he going to get a title shot right away? In his first fight back, he left the division still champion. Even though, in my opinion, Johnny Hendricks did enough to beat him that night at UFC 167. But it is what it is. He held the title and he retired as a champion. And he's one of the greatest of all time. So if he comes back and he wants a title shot, the UFC is going to give him a title shot. He's a money fight. He's a big draw. So he's going to generate a lot of money. He is one of the greatest of all time. So how can you argue that? But George St. Pierre, very cautious, very smart individual. I don't think it's best for him to go face Tyron Woodley right now. I think that's kind of a bad matchup for GSP, right out of the gate. I'm not saying he can't beat him. I'm just saying, Woodley's a very strong wrestler. He's a lot younger. We don't know how George St. Pierre is gonna do, taking a 2-year layoff. So a fight with Nick Diaz would be absolutely perfect. George St. Pierre knows Nick Diaz. He's fought him before. He's beat him before. Also, Nick Diaz, has been on quite the layoff as well. Nick Diaz, hasn't fought since January of 2015. So, we're looking at a year and a half. Nick Diaz has been inactive. George St. Pierre has been inactive for coming close to 3 years now. George St. Pierre has been inactive. We're getting close to 3 years. So, both guys haven't been very active lately. It'd be perfect. It would give George St. Pierre a tune-up fight to get ready and see what he's got left. Because, if he goes out there and fights Tyron Woodley and gets knocked the fuck out, his career's done. He's not going to keep fighting after that. I can't see that. He's never been really knocked out. Not since Matt Serra way back in 2007, and he became more of a cautious fighter. GSP, very smart guy. So that makes total sense. Nick Diaz, GSP, that would sell ridiculously. That would make great pay-per-view numbers. It would get all the old fans back. And plus, it only makes sense. And I know Dana White isn't always right with what he says, and it doesn't always come to fruition. But he did say Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is going to get the next title shot against Tyron Woodley. And in my heart, I'm Canadian. I think truly that George St. Pierre shouldn't fight for a title right away. I think he should take his time, ease into the division. A fight with Nick Diaz would be absolutely ideal. It'll make him a lot of money. It'll get him a lot of exposure. It'll get his confidence back, and then go for the title. But if in the meantime, Wonderboy fights Woodley, I can't see Wonderboy losing that, and I just can't see George St. Pierre beating Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. So I don't know. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson better get the title shot. Before GSP fights Nick Diaz. That's all I'm saying. Because if George St. Pierre wins, you never know. If the Woodley Wonderboy fight isn't scheduled, maybe they'll schedule GSP. But Woodley, he went out there. He didn't even get touched. I'm sure he wants to get back out there and get a big money fight. I don't think he wants to wait a year or whatever to fight GSP. I don't think he would wait that long, even though he waited that long for a title shot. Now he wants to defend it. He wants to make money. We'll see. Who knows? I just like the idea of GSP fighting Nick Diaz and Wonderboy, finally getting his title shot. It only makes sense. it's just the right thing. So it is what it is. I just wanted to put out a video giving my thoughts on UFC 206, GSP possibly fighting Nick Diaz. If that's true, then Wonderboy, he's gonna get the title shot. Dana White already said it. The only guy that was gonna, screw up that plans was George St. Pierre for Wonderboy getting the title shot. Doesn't look like that's gonna happen. I hope the Diaz fight, GSP fight comes to fruition. Let me know what you guys think. That's it for this one. If you liked the video, subscribe. Also check me out on Twitter at MMA Boxing Talk 1. Also on Instagram at MMA Boxing Talk. That's it for this one. Peace.